Right. So as sort of, I'd say download veterans between us.
Yeah.
We've been
30 years experience.
Yeah.
In total.
We've been there and we've done it with stuff that maybe doesn't get spoken about a lot of when you're getting that advice, so to speak. So I put together a little list of advice to someone who's going to download for the first time. You might agree with some of the stuff I'm saying. You might want to add some stuff, but I'm going to go through it. So, number one is get there. If you're camping, get there as early as possible on the Wednesday. Get in that queue. If you need to quit your fucking job, quit your job. Get there early. Get in the queue. Get in and get a good camp spot.
Okay, I would definitely disagree with that point. My style is definitely arrive. Let's imagine it's a normal download and it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
Arrive about Thursday afternoon, about 4 o'clock.
Fuck that.
No queuing, straight through the thing, straight to your campsite.
Your campsite, that's going to be like right at the back.
2 things I always advise, man. Always put your tent on a hill, because if it rains, water runs down away from you. It's people at the bottom that get sludged out. So hills are good. And have that little extra walk and be in a good camping spot rather than just being, we'll just go here right straight away where it gets very crowded and busy. So there are 2, that's how I see it.
If you're old and boring, go with Rich's thing. If you want to party, go with my thing. Okay, fine. This one, you've got to agree with me on this one. If you don't, then there's something fucking wrong with you. Don't camp near the toilets.
Absolutely. Rookie mistake. Don't camp near a toilet. Do not camp near a trodden, heavily walked pathway. Do not park near any fire lanes or restricted areas because they will rip your tent up and move it. Another good piece of advice, try and park near a lighting tower if possible.
Do you know where you're parking?
When it gets dark, put your tent near sort of lighting. Because when it gets dark at night and it's pitch black, it can kind of ruin your mood a little bit and you sometimes lose some energy. If there's just a little bit of light somewhere, it changes the atmosphere of the camping area.
Yeah, that depends on... normally when I camp it down, there's about 20, 30 of us. We have gazebos. We've actually got like disco lights. So our camp's always buzzing.
But a bit of light really helps the mood.
The light and something else, I don't actually think I've mentioned it, so sound is... when you're setting up, if someone's putting up a flag... or if there's a distinct landmark where you can see where your tent is, try and get near that. But yeah, right. So don't camp near toilets because if it's wet, it's going to flood and it's going to get muddy and it's going to get near your tent. And if it's hot, it's going to fucking stink.
And also, when they come to pump the toilets every morning, you'll be woken up by a disgusting stench and a very loud machine. Yeah. Plus, the sound of toilet doors swinging open all night. You ain't getting no kip.
Yes, mate. Number 3, I mean, this is very easy to say when you know what you're doing, but don't overpack.
Yeah. Pack light. Minimalist approach is my preferred method.
You're not going to need 30 t-shirts and 17 pairs of jeans. You're just not. Number 4, and this is something from personal experience, don't get fucking smashed in the queue before you put up your tent.
Agreed.
I remember a few years ago, it's when one of the only times that I've been where they've actually opened the queue at midday when they've said, normally they open it earlier, but we were right near the front of the queue. We were excited, me and the boys, and we got smashed. And I was falling into the fence and I was done. And I got to the point of getting to where we were camping. And I was like, fuck. And my tent was put up wrong all weekend.
Yeah, try not to drink on the way to the event, I agree with. When we went to Rock and Ring, we had to get the train from the airport to closer to the festival. It was about an hour's train journey. And we drank a bottle of whiskey on the train to the point where we didn't even realise that the train had gone past its last stop. Everyone had got off and it had gone to the depot. And the guy comes down, he's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? We're like, going to Rock and Ring. He's like, look around, we're in a fucking depot. We're in a warehouse with loads of out of commissioned trains. And we were like, are you going to make us walk back, man, please? So he kindly drove back to the last stop and dropped us off. But yeah, be aware of your surroundings, like in that sense. If we weren't smashed while I'm drinking whiskey, we would have been all right.
Okay, prepare for the elements. I think over the years of being to download, I've experienced every single weather possible except snow. So look ahead. Keep an eye on weather. If it's going to be really hot, have sun cream. Prep up. Dress for that. If it's going to rain, which it probably is, waterproofs and wallet.
Pro tip, if you forget your sun cream, go and see the St. John's ambulance people, because they will give you free sun cream.
They will, and big respect to all of them guys, all the work that they do. My next point is something that we've already basically covered, is have a distinct landmark. I mean, we always take our own camp flag, so when we're walking in, it's like, that's where we are. But if not, try and get something out that's going to distinct. Like, download is the campsite, especially this year, sold out. Try and find something where, you know, like that's ours, especially for the first day or two as you're getting your bearings.
Yeah, I appreciate that one. It doesn't apply. I don't apply that one, but I've got a very strange brain where if I've been somewhere once, I can always get back there. Okay. So if I drove to Cheltenham tomorrow, I'd just be able to drive back.
Not all people are blessed with that, Richard.
Probably a level of autism or some shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This one it's a bit of a special mention, and it's not always doable, but try and use the toilets either just after they've been cleaned, as you mentioned, or get to the arena for bang on opening time, because they get cleaned in between curfew and opening.
Yeah, I think arenas are better toilets in general as well. Yeah, I'd agree on that one. Campsite toilets can be a bit rough.
Yeah, get down, run right down to the main stage toilets as soon as it opens, and they're most of the time they're stocked with toilet roll. On
the topic of toilet roll, take wet toilet paper, because inevitably you are going to have to take a dump at some point, and you want to make sure that is all squeaky clean by the end of it. So wet toilet wipes, jobs are good.
Right, something which I think everyone should be doing is make a list as you go and physically tick off stuff as you pack it. I fucking love lists.
Socks, pants, socks. You're going to wear 3 pairs of socks a day. Even if it's hot, they're going to get sweaty. You got to change your socks. If your feet become compromised, your whole weekend is going to be a lot harder.
The walk from the arena to camp, prepare for it. Especially if you're camping in normal, it's a mission. There's no two ways about it. It's a big trek. Prepare for it. Hopefully it's going to be nice and sunny. Have good walking boots on, good trainers, comfortable shoes.
Yeah, footwear's important. Definitely have a good pair of trainers and something waterproof, wellies or boots if it goes south.
And number 10, and unfortunately, you always get fucking scumbags at festivals who like to rummage through tents in daytimes. It's shit. It's happened to me. But the easiest way to avoid this is don't leave valuables in your tent. Get a locker, share a locker with your mate, or keep your wallet and your phone on you at all times.
Absolutely. Front pocket, wallets. No one can really lift it out of your front pocket. Don't leave it hanging out your back. That's what I do. And then you lose it less in the mosh pit as well.
Tight jeans, or even if not, like I've got some trousers with zips on.
Yeah, and you don't need to take anything valuable. You don't need to take your iPad with you. You don't need to take, you know what I mean? You need phone and keys maybe for your car and some money.
Anything you'd add to my list of advice?
Absolute number 1 pro tip of pre-event is clip your fucking nails on your feet. If you go with long nails, after 2 days of walking, they're going to cut into your feet. And looking after your feet, mate, telling you, mate, looking after your feet. When I'm running my shows, I can walk 70 miles over 4 days running back and forth. From Clip your toenails, mate. You're laughing.
I am laughing, but okay, right. I'll tell you what, I'm going to try that. I'm going to see if my download experience is different because I'm clipping my fucking toenail.
Yeah, if you forget and you've got a long toenail and after 2 days of it just grating against the other toe, get a blister, it starts bleeding, your foot pops. Yeah. Feet's my number 1 thing, mate. Keep yourself mobile. Pack light is a definite. I'm anti-trolleys. I'm anti anything that if it doesn't fit in a backpack, it's not going. When I see people like carrying an Audi bag and they've got a handle each and they're struggling and then they just resort to pulling it, and I'm just like, oh my God, forget about it.
I'm not anti-trolley, but don't buy a cheap trolley. The amount of wheel, if you've never been to Downland before or a big festival, what you're going to see over the course of the weekend when you're doing trips to your car and stuff like that is broken trolleys and wheels. If you're getting one, get something good. Or go to your garden shed, grab your fucking wheelbarrow out if you've got enough room in your car.
Yeah. Again, I'm anti that because it's just too much faff getting through security. But I like a nice, clean.
For you, but maybe someone who likes lots of crates of beer and comforts, then they're going to need a trolley. Don't buy cheap.
Don't take beer would be one of my advices. Take hard liquor. It's lighter and easier to carry.
I mean, yes.
2 litres of hard liquor rather than 40 cans of beer that are going to get warm after one day and are just a nightmare to carry.
So we're just going to have 80,000 whiskey drinkers on the campsite, are we? Good idea, Rich.
That's just my opinion.
Okay.
Not necessarily take cash because cash is dead, but have available money. Like, treat it as a holiday, save up a bit of cash, put 50 quid a month away for a couple of months, running up to the show. Have some money, because if you're in the arena and you're on a proper skimp budget, and I appreciate some people will be, walking back to the campsite to top yourself back up and then walking back to the arena, you're missing 2 hours of bands. You're missing that buzz of the main arena. You want to be in the main arena as much as possible.
In the daytime, that's what you're paying your money for.
Exactly. The co-op, man, is halfway on the way, and it's very cheap.
It is cheap. I found this out last year. Like, the price of a crate of beer isn't much different than if you're buying it and taking it.
I think you get 4 cold beers for about 10 quid in the co-op.
And they are freezing cold.
Yeah. And why £2.50 for a can? Yeah, it's a bit much, but
it's cheaper than the arena.
The time, the effort, and the pain you will save, fucking, it's well worth it.
But yeah, you can't drink in the arena, so try and drink beforehand on your walk up. Like I said, it's about half an hour walk. But yeah, don't be like, oh, I'm going to take a load of pre-mixed JD Coke or something. You're going to get it taken off you.
One absolute essential that everyone needs is the It's All Gone Fucking Wrong jumper. A really thick, warm jumper. So let's say you wake up in the middle of the night, you've gone to bed pissed, you woke up in the night, you're absolutely freezing. You need something that you can just grab, put on, wrap up, or, if you've been on it for 3 or 4 days and you're feeling the pain, you just need a nice, warm, snuggly jumper to bring some warmth back in.
If you're camping for the full weekend, you're going to want to take a collapsible or big water bottle.
Yes, empty. Don't take it full.
Don't take it full. For starters, it's like £3 for a small bottle of water on site. There's water points. You're going to need to drink water.
Yeah, hydration is key. Every morning we'll get up and we'll go down to the water point and we'll just neck like 2 litres of water, and like that's it for the day then, I mean, I can get back on the beers then, but you got to make sure you get an intake of water in the morning.
Mm-hmm. And you can get collapsible ones from like B&M or Home Bargains that when you're taking it, it's collapsed down, fits nice in your bag. And when you get there, it expands out. Fill it up. What I do most mornings, fill that up, have a drink of it, brush my teeth, and then cover myself in it. Cold water, wake myself up, get myself ready for the day.
Same, mate. Yeah. Do not take pallets of bottled water.
Spare underwear.
Yeah, pack enough. Again, 2 a day. I'd say 2 to 3 pairs of socks a day, 2 pairs of boxers a day. You're going to change them in the morning and in the night, probably before you go to bed. If you've been pitting all day, you're going to be soaking wet and sweaty.
Even if you're not pitting, it's been raining, you're going to want to get nice dry clothes.
Absolutely.
And something which quite easy to forget if you start transfixed on your alcohol and your clothes and everything. If you're camping for 5 days, take a camping chair.
See, I'm anti-chair.
You just sit on the floor, are you?
I just don't sit. The only time I go to my tent is if I'm ready to lie down and sleep.
Okay.
That's how I sort of look at it. It's a bed. What we'll do is we'll camp and we'll look around for a big group that has got the gazebos and all that. And we'll just go over and say hello. And then we'll pipe with them. Make friends with your neighbours straight away.
Yes.
So it gets awkward if you don't. As soon as you put your tent up, just go around and say to everyone, "Oh, hi, how you doing? I'm Liam. I'm fucking, sound. How are you?" And then they look after your stuff as well. You create a little micro community of the people that are camping around you, and it's just nice when you come back. You're like, "Oh, you had a good day, mate? Yeah. Oh, do you want some whiskey?" And then you're having a chat with people. So make friends early.
That's a solid piece of advice. Actually, do that. Chat to them. Often, if it's also the other way round, if there's like a small group who haven't got a gazebo, like for us, we always do that. It's like, come party with us, man.